Hi guys, welcome to our podcast studio. Today we are talking about studying at university life about chemistry education. I'm your host Davia and here we have Anggun and Kawistara as the speakers on podcast episode today.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi guys, how are you today?
I'm good.
I'm pretty good.
The weather is sunny today.
Alright, the weather is good recently. Okay guys, let's get started. Anggun, can you tell us a bit about your experience in studying chemistry at university?
Sure thing, Davia. Studying chemistry at university has been both challenging and exciting. The material is complex and requires a lot of focus and dedication, but the rewards of understanding the fundamental working of our world all and make it all worth it.
Mm, I totally agree with Anggun. In addition to the academics rigors, there are so many hands-on laboratory experience that allow us to put theory into practice.
That's great to be here. Can you give us an example of particularly memories on memorable laboratory experience?
One of my favorite was when we synthesized aspirin from scratch. It was a long process, but it was so satisfying to see a tangible products produced from what we had learned in class.
Another one that stood out for me was the chromatography lab. We got to separate different colors and see how different pigments could be identified. It was really interesting to see how commonplace items like markers and food coloring could be broken down and analyzed in that way.
Wow, chromatography. It sounds like you both have some experience, amazing experience in the lab. Tara, can you speak a bit about the challenge that come with studying at chemistry education?
One challenge I personally experienced was the pace of instruction. In order to cover everything we need to learn, the curriculum is quite fast paced and sometimes it can be tough to keep up.
Um, and on the note, it can also be a challenge to balance coursework with other commitments, such such as job and extracurricular activity. It's important to be organized and manage your time effectively.
Good point, guys. And speaking of time management, how about we talk a bit about some tips and tricks for succeeding in chemistry education at university?
Absolutely. One thing that helped me is surrounding myself with a supportive community of fellow students who are also passionate about chemistry. We can share our notes and work on problem set together, which makes the learning experience more collaborative and fun.
Another tip I have is to stay curious and engage in the material. Don't just memorize fact, but instead try to understand the underlying concept and application. This will make the material more interesting and easy to remember.
Fantastic advice. How was your experience working on three journals in 1 week?
That was an unforgettable experience. As besides keeping journal, we also had to complete other texts at the same times. Same times.
I cried that night because my journal was not finished yet, while the practical had to continue.
It seems that your major is very challenging, especially for lazy people like me.
Very much beyond reason, especially with the addition of practicum and other chemistry course. We also have to understand about the teaching course.
Exactly, such as selected themes we have to learn about learning evolution, even up to philosophy of education.
It sounds very challenging indeed. Speaking about the course, which course do you like the most, Kawistara and Anggun?
Organic chemistry,
Wow.
because the lecture explained it in great detail without being boring. And despite the complexity of the course, I'm very interested in the organic chemistry laboratory.
And I will choose analytical chemistry because through analysis we can discover the components of a compound and determine the characteristic of each element, from calculating substance concentration to identifying their products.
Wow, both of you sound very interesting. You are both amazing to have met into the fourth semester, yes? Have
Yeah.
you incurred any obstacles or hindrances on your during those 2 years?
So far, the obstacles have mostly been related to tasks such as journal, lab reports, and other ordinary assignments. The hydran has been the laziness within me when it's come to completing these texts.
For me, it's probably because of my involvement in organization. The hindrance is that I have been able to manage my time well enough to multitask and complete all my assignment all on time.
And finally, do you have any parting words of wisdom for anyone who is interested in pursuing chemistry education at university?
I would say that if you're passionate about science and you're willing to put in the work, then absolutely go for it. Remember to stay curious and engaged and don't get discouraged if things get tough.
And I would say to always remember the bigger picture that chemistry is all around us, and that our understanding of it can help us make the world a better place. Keep that in mind, and you will be motivated to keep learning and growing in this field.
Well said, both of you. Thanks for joining me today in discussing university life in chemistry education. So, in next time for more exciting discussion in a variety of topics podcast episode. Bye bye.
So,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you, guys. See
Thank you
you.
guys.
See you.